Welcome everyone, so glad you're here. Today we're diving into a brand new explainer, and we're going to completely shift how you think about one of the most frustrating, humbling, and let's be honest, ultimately rewarding exercises out there, the pull-up. Seriously, whether you're staring at the bar right now, totally unable to do a single rep, or maybe you're stuck at 10 and just can't seem to break through, this is for you. We're not just going to tell you to just try harder and do more pull-ups. No, we are reverse engineering the exact physiological and psychological systems you need to go from absolute zero to a legendary 30 reps in a row. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the biggest mistake almost everyone makes is falling for what we call the pull-up paradox. See, most people treat pull-ups like a simple linear math problem. They think, well, if I just try harder and do more, I'll naturally get better. But guys, that is exactly why you're stuck. Doing more just doesn't work if you're pulling against a locked door. The reason you can't get that very first rep is fundamentally different from why you might be stuck at 8 reps, and that's a completely different ceiling than the one waiting for you at 20. Your body hits a unique bottleneck at every single stage. If you don't actually know which bottleneck you're hitting, you're really just guessing. You need system thinking here. You need entirely different tools for entirely different roadblocks.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're breaking this pull-up paradox down into 4 specific milestones. We'll start with the brain-body link, then move into muscle growth, tackle the efficiency ceiling, and finally unlock pure grit. Oh, and we'll wrap up by looking at the internal fuel needed to power all of this. Let's start unlocking these levels. All right, milestone 1, the brain-body link. This is your journey from 0 to your very first rep. Quick note right off the bat though, if you're carrying excess body weight, this stage is going to be mechanically impossible, so addressing that load really has to be your step 1. But let's say weight isn't the issue, right? You step up to the bar, you pull, and literally nothing happens. Why is that? Well, it's actually a coordination problem, not a strength problem. Honestly, your issue isn't that your lats or your biceps are too weak. It's your nervous system. Your brain simply hasn't learned how to fire the right muscles in the correct sequence yet. Think about it. You're basically trying to communicate with muscles that don't even speak the language of pulling your entire body weight upward yet. You have to teach them. So, how exactly do we teach them? With negatives. This is your absolute secret weapon for milestone 1. Skip trying to pull yourself up for now. Instead, jump or step up on a box so your chin is already up over the bar. Then just lower yourself down as slowly as humanly possible until you reach a full dead hang. I want you doing 15 to 20 of these every single day. Why? Because right now, you aren't trying to build muscle, you're mapping a cleaner motor pathway. You are literally rewiring your nervous system. Stick to 15 to 20 negatives daily, and I promise you, usually within a week, that impossible first rep will just suddenly, magically click. Moving right along to milestone 2, muscle growth. This covers reps 1 through 10, and this is where the actual hypertrophy stage finally begins. Okay, so your lats and biceps are finally getting big enough to actually pull their own weight. Awesome. The crucial thing now is how we train. First up, start with singles. Do 1 high-quality pull-up every minute for 20 minutes. That gives you 20 perfect reps with full recovery in between. Once that feels easy, you're going to shift to 5 sets of 5 every other day. But listen, here's the real secret to this milestone: explosive speed and intent. You have got to pull as fast as possible on the way up. The science actually shows that explosive training builds significantly better fatigue resistance than those slow grinding reps. Oh, and here's the ultimate pro tip. Add a weighted jump rope to your routine. It builds incredible forearm endurance and shoulder stability, which carries over directly to your pulling power on the bar.
Next up, milestone 3, the efficiency ceiling. This is where we tackle reps 10 through 20.
At this point, suddenly, having big muscles just isn't enough anymore. Now it's all about your power-to-weight ratio. Every single extra kilo of body fat becomes a brutal tax on your high reps, so you've really got to dial in your body composition. Once you do that, the training shifts radically. We're moving to 4 or 5 sets of 15 reps, taking rest days in between, so you're doing this every 3 days. Why the big change? Because we are no longer just building strength, we're building serious conditioning. Your body has to be trained to sustain high volume without instantly flooding with lactic acid. You are basically turning your body into an ultra-efficient rep-producing machine. And to pull that off, you're going to need the ultimate mental and physical cheat code for milestone 3, the hanging rest. Picture this. You're at rep 18, and your set is completely falling apart. Your brain is absolutely screaming at you to let go. Do not drop off that bar. Stay right there. Breathe in hard, exhale harder. What's absolutely fascinating here is that your physical grip can actually hold out much, much longer than your brain wants to believe. By using the hanging rest, you're taking a micro recovery while still under tension, and that is exactly what allows you to grind out those final few reps of your set.
Which brings us to milestone 4,
pure grit. This is the push from 20 to 30 reps. It's intense, it's pretty uncomfortable, and it requires an entirely different mindset.
I'm just going to let this question hang in the air for a second. Can you dead hang for 3 minutes? Seriously, if you're aiming for 30 pull-ups, this is a completely non-negotiable prerequisite. Just think about the math for a second. 30 strict, clean pull-ups will require about 2 to 3 continuous minutes of hanging on that bar. If your grip and shoulders can't physically hold your body weight for 3 minutes of doing absolutely nothing, there is no way you can hold it for 3 minutes while dynamically pulling your chin over a bar. You have to train the dead hang first. Master that 3-minute hang.
So what does the anatomy of a 30-rep set actually look like in practice? Well, for reps 1 through 20, your focus is pure speed. You want to move smoothly, conserving as much energy as you possibly can. Then boom, the bottleneck hits. Reps 21 through 25 are all about acceleration. Now, I know that sounds completely counterintuitive, but as your body desperately wants to slow down, you can't let it. You squeeze the bar harder and pull faster to literally outrun your central nervous system fatigue. And finally, reps 26 through 30. Look, this is just grit. There's no clever strategy left here. It's 1 rep, a hanging rest, another rep, another hanging rest. You are relying entirely on the mental fortitude you've built up.
All right, our final section, internal fuel, because we really need to talk about nutrition for power. Look, all that brutal training, it's completely useless without a proper power source. These specific superfoods are the exact tools you need to power your internal engine. Take whole eggs, for example. Do not throw away the yolk, guys. Well, unless you hate testosterone, I guess. The yolk contains the cholesterol and vitamin D your body literally uses as building blocks for testosterone. Then we have onions, surprisingly powerful. They actually increase luteinizing hormone, which signals your body to ramp up testosterone production. Pomegranate juice, that's a massive recovery and power booster. And kalonji, also known as black seed, is an incredible addition because it improves full body blood circulation. That guarantees all these powerful nutrients actually make it into your damaged muscles and joints to repair them after a hard session.
I really want to pause on this number right here, 24%. This is exactly how much pomegranate juice has been shown to increase testosterone levels in clinical studies, 24%. That is a dramatic, completely natural boost to your hormones, your recovery, and your overall power, just by incorporating the right science-backed superfoods into your routine. Food is your fuel, guys. Treat it with the exact same respect you treat the pull-up bar.
Now, as we pull all of this together, there's one final piece of the system that actually happens completely off the pull-up bar. Building mental agency with the plank. I know, it sounds almost too simple, right? But the plank trains the exact same mental toughness required to stay on the bar when your lats are absolutely on fire during milestones 3 and 4. Think about it. When your body is violently trembling in a plank and your brain is begging you to drop, choosing to override that signal builds the exact psychological armor you're going to need for those hanging rests.
30. That is the ultimate goal here. Just look at how far we've come in this explainer. You know, every single pull-up you've ever done started the exact same way. Your hands on the bar, not really knowing if you'd make it up. And honestly, that feeling never completely goes away. You just get better at pulling anyway. We went from fixing the nervous system with negatives, to explosive singles for muscle growth, to hanging rest for efficiency, all the way to a 3-minute dead hang and pure, unadulterated grit. You've now got the complete system.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Which milestone is your current bottleneck right now, and what are you going to change at the bar today? Are you going to start grinding out those negatives? Are you picking up a weighted jump rope? Maybe you're going to start drinking pomegranate juice. Whatever it is, don't just watch this explainer and move on. Change your environment, build the system, and get those results. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you at the bar.